The Liberty statue stands tall above the river Danube, a symbol of freedom for the nation of Hungary following the events of the Second World War. One of Budapest's residents who remembers these events currently holds the record of the world's oldest living Olympic champion. Meet 98-year-old Agnes Keleti. A former gymnast, her advancing years have done little to temper her when it comes to showing off her skills.
And should I do something?
After.
Louder!
Born in January 1921, Agnes was raised under the Jewish faith. She went on to live in Israel for most of her life, which is where Transworld Sport first caught up with her in 1995. But it was her early life in Budapest where she fell in love with sport.
I was swimming, I was skiing, and gymnastics. That was the most important. I had a very good gymnastic teacher.
Agnes was considered a medal contender for the 1940 Olympic Games. However, when the Second World War broke out, her burgeoning career was brought to a sudden halt. Most of her family were taken to concentration camps, but Agnes managed to escape.
After the Nazis invaded Hungary, I managed to buy the identification papers of a Christian girl. She was around the same age as me. In Hungary at that time, all the Jews were required to wear a yellow star for identification, but I refused to wear it. With my false papers, I managed to escape to the country. I stayed in a remote village where nobody knew me, and I found work as a maid. This is how I survived.
Agnes did what she could to survive the war, whilst her mother and sister were saved by Swedish diplomat Raoul Wallenberg. Sadly, her father and other relatives died in the gas chambers at the Auschwitz concentration camp. Following the end of the war, the family returned to Budapest and began to rebuild their lives. Agnes found solace in her first love, music.
I was a cellist.
Having already missed 2 Olympic Games due to the war, Agnes travelled to London for the 1948 Games. However, a ligament tear to her ankle forced her to withdraw on the eve of the competition. In 1952, aged 31, she finally got the chance to compete at an Olympics, winning a gold, a silver and 2 bronze medals in Helsinki. Her title defence 4 years later was once again almost ended before it began.
We left Hungary for Melbourne in the middle of the uprising, 2 weeks before the trouble really blew up. So in Australia, I was much more occupied with worries about the future of my country than how I would do in the competition.
As Hungary rebelled against the Soviets, Keleti was in her own battle at the Olympics with Soviet starlet Larissa Latinina. In Melbourne, Keleti won 4 golds and 2 silvers to Latinina's 4 golds, 1 silver and a bronze. Aged 35, Agnes became gymnastics' oldest female Olympic champion, a title she still holds today. Back home in Hungary, though, 200,000 Soviet troops had invaded the country. Agnes chose to remain in Melbourne under political asylum. The following year, she moved to Israel, became a naturalised citizen and retired from gymnastics in 1958. Her love for the sport, though, never went away, and she began coaching.
In the school, I learned gymnastics, and I like to teach it because it keeps the body and your strength and your good health.
In 2015, Agnes made the decision to return to Budapest, where she lives with her carer, Linda. Her apartment is just a short walk from a new mural dedicated to Hungary's sporting legends.
I knew everything in Budapest because I was born in Budapest and I like it, and today is more beautiful than it was.
Despite her age, Agnes never misses an opportunity to show how strong she is and is unbowed by time when it comes to speaking her mind.
Why don't you tell me what you want? English, I understand English quite well.
She also remains philosophical on her longevity.
You should do sports, not only work.
Agnes Keleti has been through many highs and lows during her 98 years, but she still regards herself as lucky to have lived it all.
The sport gave me the opportunity to see the world without money. I like to live, I like to make sport, I like to eat, and I like to make gymnastics. Itt van az ülős sárga. Must be die. Mi siltom ma pai. Die.